Well, it's Dick here with today's LifeApp, and we're talking here from the Kootenays up in the southeastern part of British Columbia. One of my favorite things to do. As you know, I just love the mountains. I love fly fishing. I love, just being out here. And it is a beautiful day. I can see some clouds building up around the mountains, so we're just going to keep going here. And I hope you're enjoying these postings on dickandjoan.com. Please tell your friends about it. Put it on Facebook. Invite your friends. Also visit our events page, Dick and Joan. And you'll find out a little more about what we're doing. Lots of live events and many other prophetic events happening at dickandjoan.com. I'm going to say it, Canada's premier website for the prophetic voice. I don't know, but we're working at it. Anyway, I want to talk today about going through trials. This is common to everybody. I heard one theologian say this: you're either going into a trial, or you're in a trial, or you're going out of a trial. And unfortunately, that's probably true. I want just to mention what we need to do when we are going through a trial. First of all, listen to this. This is the passage from 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 and 7. In this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while you are in, if need be, that you've been grieved by various trials, that the genuineness of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to the praise, the honor, and the glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. What it's saying is that you may be going through a tough time, but the testing of your faith has far greater rewards in the long term. Well, if that is true, then here's some attitudes we need to develop even while we go through a trial. We need to consider the testing or the trying of our faith as something very valuable, very precious. A word came to me actually in the past 4 years. For many of you know that our lives have gone through quite a bit of calamity as a result of a failure. But a word of the Lord came to me and really spoke directly to my heart about that as much difficulty we had gone to, we could exchange it for more of Him, for His power, His grace, His glory. Well, it gave me a whole different perspective on the trial, the depth, the valley that we had been through. I thought, man, this could be great, because if we can exchange that for His glory, then, and for His power, for His grace, we are going to be much better off. That's got to be the attitude. It says here in this scripture as well that you're to count your times of testing as all joy. All joy. That's a little hard to do. I've got to admit, there have been many times where my arms were hanging down and my voice was pretty quiet. But inside I said, Lord, I trust you. You know what? The trials of our lives are really designed to give us empathy to those who are going through the same wounding and hurting. Something that I feel probably I'm very sensitive to is the hurts of others or the trials of others. My heart just empathizes with those kinds of people. I know the feeling. I know the feeling of being suicidal. I know that. I've been there. Joan and I know the feeling of total despair. We know the feeling of total rejection by friends and loved ones. We know the feeling of lies and exaggerations being fabricated about me in particular. And we just know those feelings, and they're so difficult. But when we see somebody else in that situation, we empathize with them. I've said, I don't want anybody to ever have to go through the same thing. The other thing it produces in us is a brokenness. Ironically, brokenness qualifies us as a vessel to contain God's blessing. That's ironic because it seems a contradiction, but it is. God uses brokenness in our lives. And that brokenness is what He uses to pour out His grace in His life, so there can be more of Him and less of us. It also makes us submissive to God's will. It's nothing like going through a difficult season than changing our heart attitude and say, oh God, I just want to totally surrender to your life. I'm making a mess of my life. I'm in this trial. I'm beyond help, it seems. Will you take control of my life? Today's Life app is about letting God have His way even in the darkest hours of your life. Let Him be Lord. Submit yourselves entirely to Him, and you're going to see fruit abounding in your life.